Darkness. The blackness is thick, mud-like. I look around me, but it's clear that I'm the only one here. But there should be another. She might enjoy hide and seek, but I have a hunch that she isn't very good at it. My heart races alongside my feet. Ugh, what's going on? My body feels light. Just a little more. She's close. I know it. This song, I know I've heard it before, but where? Rin, I'm warning you. If that song continues for another minute, who the heck leaves their ringtone on max on a Saturday morning? The next thing I hear is the sound of rushing water as I prepare for the morning. There's something odd about the lucidity of that dream. 2 days in a row, too. Unless this is Myra's doing, somehow. Except, no, this can't be anything more than a coincidence. I'll approach it logically. For one thing, I never did figure out how she disappeared from the roof. She couldn't have jumped to the ground from that distance, much less without a single footprint. There was a soft noise after she jumped, but that was it. Maybe she jumped onto a balcony or something, but then where did she vanish to? Although, the real question is why anyone would do that to begin with. She knew what school I went to, too. Does she know where I lived? She somehow knew what route I'd take home. But if she knows me, why do I not recognize her? No, this is all wrong. The dream doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. It doesn't even matter. If she wants to dig up my memories, she'll have to try harder than that. Alright then, breakfast. My god. I'm up before Rin for once. This is more rare of an occurrence than it should be. Morning, Oni-chan. I glare at her. She stops. So was that one of your friends calling this morning? Yeah, sort of. I told her to call last night, but she missed me, so. She scratches the back of her head and gives her best oops, sorry look. You know that ringtone of yours woke me up this morning. Really? Sorry. That's not bad for a fake blush, but it's not superb. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 IGN approved. Did I mention that I was having a nice dream and I was so rudely awoken? Oh, were you dreaming about Lillian? Of course not! I slam the coffee mug down, but it doesn't earn as much as a flinch. Instead, oh, so you weren't dreaming about her? Then what are you complaining about? By the way, you were going to Lucas's place to study today, right? The tables have turned. Perhaps. Oh, okay. You were going to fail your exams and repeat the year with me in your class then? Well then, you know what you have to do. It's cold. Mark, I'm the one who should be saying that. It's freezing. Neither of us are willing to step into the attack range of the icy wind. Are you sure you want to go through with this? It's not like we're exactly going to study. I know, but he got the new culpable axle game, don't you understand? What the hell is a culpable axle? It's a cheap Japanese style censorship. They'll never guess what we're really talking about. And who exactly is they? You know, them. No one's listening. Although with Myra around, I can't be so sure. Rin and I walk over to Lucas's place without any mishaps, plus or minus a few frozen fingers. Oh, I hope he turned the heat on. I can't play when my fingers are cold. Don't worry, I'm sure he's comfortably huddled up in front of his computer. You'll see. You know, it's true, I don't know how many people can actually play with their fingers cold. Like, it's really uncomfortable to do. The bell rings and no one answers. What? That's odd. I just called and he said he would be here. I'm gonna freeze to death out here. Aren't you at least a little worried that I'll freeze to death as well? Oh, Mark, how silly. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You know I'll be gone before you. What? That's not the response I was looking for. Well, it looks like there's only one thing we can do. Rin glares mischievously at the front door. I have a bad feeling about this. 1, 2. Ah! Uh, what's this? A heavenly silhouette has come to harvest my soul already? What the fuck is he talking about? Life is what it is, I suppose. Goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye, cruel world. Biddle, 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 biddle. Ugh. Ow. What just happened? I'm greeted by Rin's worried face. Alright, that's enough. I'm alive already. No need to curse me further. That was dangerous. Don't you know that you shouldn't lunge at someone's feet with your temple? Someone could have gotten hurt. He's lunged at somebody's feet? Someone. Her eyes do seem a little teary though. Rin, just so you know, it isn't polite to charge into other people's front doors without permission. Oh, sorry. This makes the pulsing in my head a tad more bearable. Or maybe that's just the code. Ah, look! There he is! Hey! Sorry I'm late. I had to run out and grab some things for lunch. Did I keep you waiting long? He looks around. There's an indentation in the snow scattered around his walkway. Rin is leaning on her left foot because her right is sore from the impact. And I'm too dizzy to tell what's happening. He looks from the indentation to Rin to my head, then back to the indentation. Then he shrugs and unlocks the door. When you don't question what your friends do while they're waiting for you to come back, you know, he probably guessed, but you know. Grab whatever you want to eat. I'll meet you in my room in a few minutes. I start to fall as we step inside. Oh, he got the new Choco and Ice book. Guess her guilt's worn off already. She scampers into Lucas's room and begins snooping around. I'm surrounded by 2D girls. This is heaven. Literally heaven. I escape from Rin before my soul gets sucked out of me. In the middle of the mess sits a cluttered desk with a glowing monitor. A glowing monitor. So he left his computer on and unguarded, I see. I admit that I'm curious, but am I that curious? I'm pretty damn curious. Let's do this. I reach for the mouse and clear the screensaver with a daring poke. That's slightly disappointing, actually. He's just enjoying his regular close-up. Close of. Close of? Or close up? I believe I said of. Anyway. Oni-chan, have you finally given in to your temptations? Uh-oh. I knew it was only a matter of time. Okay, alright, I've got this. I'll take a deep breath and try to think of an excuse. This isn't the time to be taking deep breaths. Don't think, just talk. I was just... Correction, don't think, just say something coherent. Really, there's no need to be shy. We both knew it would happen someday. It's not what it looks like, I swear. The computer was like this when I got here. It's okay, Mark. It's normal to be curious. Will I regret asking precisely what you mean by curious? Well, you know. From looking at the screen, it's clear that they're about to... I see. You finally fallen, Mark. Every time he laughs like that, he does it for a reason. I actually laughed at the correct time. I actually wasn't, mimicking his laugh. If you ever want to borrow anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always willing to aid the unenlightened in their journey to paradise. Lucas used Dark Invitation. It's super effective. Oh, he actually made a Pokemon noise. All right. I fainted along with my reputation. Look at that. We unlocked an achievement. Well, I guess that's the end of that. Wait, but when we played Madden, nothing like that popped. Whatever. I'm not even going to question it. Lucas brings us a few glasses of water and sits down. I would ask why he only has water when he just came back from the grocery store, but he probably has other uses for his money. It's art, not porn. So have you guys decided what you want to do? We can always take turns beating Mark in that new fighting game. Sounds like a plan. Don't I get a say in any of this? Oh, no. You're not going to question the fact that he just said it's art, not porn for no reason? Alright, it's been a while. I remember when Rin and I used to come over here all the time, doing nothing but sitting around and chatting over some video games. It's strange, but part of me feels like those days have vanished. Are they gone forever? They couldn't be. But even if we're doing the same old things, I can't help but glance out the window from time to time. Mostly when my chest tightens. Aw, Mark, you're blushing. I'm not! Right, 3 years ago. It's alright, I'm not teasing you. Well, maybe just a little. It's strange. I was different back then, but she's hardly changed at all. Cut it out already, I'm not in the mood. Of course you'd say that. Maybe so, but that doesn't make it any less true. Don't you have anything to do? Not really, unless you count homework. You've been on the computer all day, haven't you? I noticed you didn't end that sentence with a question mark. But school is boring. Besides, it's not like you're doing anything other than moping around. I told you I'm not. Her expression stops me in my tracks. I'm going upstairs, leave me alone. Fine. I'll just bother you again tomorrow. I turn to leave, but I feel her eyes on my back. I walk away. That was me. It's surreal. Was that really how I felt back then? It all seems to have faded over time, or maybe I just got numb. But that's no excuse to have her but that's no excuse to have ignored her like that. I'm sure she knows she's not that dense. Someday I owe her a nice long talk. I want her to know that I care about her. You know, it's interesting the way his character transfuses from one side to another. Like his feelings and his emotions fluctuate differently every time, and I find that's kind of interesting in his character. Or it might just be me, but I think that he's an interesting character for sure. But I want to see what he and Myra have. Like, what is their connection really? Like, why is she here? You know? Who knows? This is why we're playing the game to find out. I don't care about you anymore, Mark. What? Did I win? You won. Huh? Who'd have thought? Ugh. You just wait. I'll have my revenge next time. You say that every time. Fine then. Again. I'll try again. We're going to be here for a while, aren't we? By the time we left, our final score was 7-2 for her. Onichan, stop thinking so much. It's bad for your complexion. What? Oh, I guess we're already on the train. Complexion aside, yeah, I guess you're right. Right about what? The fact that you just oh my god. The fact that you should stop thinking about Lillian? How can you say that with a straight face? Years of practice. Ah. Anyway, that's not what I was thinking about. I see. Then were you thinking of a way to admit to Lucas that you want to borrow one of his games? Let's just say that I've had a lot to think about lately. I think that's sufficiently vague and truthful. Yeah, figures. Her voice trails off as she sinks into the background. If that doesn't say out of character, I don't know what does. You okay, Rin? Huh? Of course I'm fine. You're the one I was worried about. Did you just say you were No! You're not actually mad, are you? Of course I'm mad. Doesn't the popped vein make it obvious? Sorry. It's just so rare that I get the chance to tease you. It doesn't count as teasing when you're cheating. How exactly am I cheating? I haven't figured that out yet. Seriously, I tried to mess with you by snapping you out of your daydream, and this is what I get. Not bad, I admit that was a good play. Wait, so this was all a plan to mess with my head? I wasn't actually worried about you or anything. I just didn't want you to fall asleep on some poor girl's shoulder. I guess I shouldn't remind her that I'm standing, not sitting. That aside, what made you think there was a reason to be worried? Well, you've been zoning out a lot lately. and you were gazing out the window like an actor in a soap opera, and you've been distant lately. That's all. Perceptive. Sorry. I know, it's no big deal. You have your own life, and I know there are things you wouldn't tell me about. Don't say it like that. It won't be long, alright? There's something I need to sort out. That's all. The train screeches to a halt at our destination. Rin grins as she pulls Lucas off his gaming device, but I can tell it's a thin coat of paint. So, Rin has been talking about this girl named Lillian. Who is she? What is her relevance to Mark? You know, who is she? I don't know who she is. She might have been in the beginning and I probably wasn't really paying attention, but unless Lillian is the girl with the glasses in his class, I think that might be her. I think that is her, and I might just be stupid and I don't remember. It's probably her, but you know, it's uncomfortably cold. Not bitterly cold, but uncomfortably. Just cold enough to make you wish you'd brought gloves when your breath is barely visible. It's the late fall equivalent of those drizzly days when you can't quite decide if it's worth taking out your umbrella. It's nostalgic. I pace back and forth to clear my mind, but it doesn't work. It's been years since I've seen him. Years. I should be excited, but something feels off. Gosh, it's cold. I'm not sure what I was expecting. Was he supposed to be the star of the football team? An emotional wreck? Just another guy? There's no way he's forgotten everything that happened. I was struck with the strangest feeling when I talked to him the other day. He was mesmerized, of course, but his eyes were empty. It was like staring through frosted glass, virtually opaque. But I can't lose focus yet. I just wish I could shake the feeling that he isn't who he used to be. I guess 3 years is a long time. Mark, look, we're finally here. Where are we going again? What? Feel free to browse, everyone. New customers are always appreciated. Wait a minute. She looks like... she's from fucking... Higurashi. I don't remember her. I know that blue hair girl's from Higurashi. That's exactly her. I don't remember her name, but she's from Higurashi. Feel free to browse, everyone. New customers are always appreciated. Nipa? That's her from Higurashi. Oh my god, what is her name, bruh? I forgot. She's a priestess though, and she wears that outfit during the night, the cotton festival. I remember her. Yes, you'll be amazed. We have an endless amount of products. It's time. It's time. The Golden Land awaits us. Just so I'm clear, this is a store, right? Well, yes. Okay, just checking. Well then, I don't really want to ditch them, but when I consider the possibility of what's behind those doors, we can go in with them, or we can, you know, stay back. I think we're gonna. This is hard, actually. This is really hard. We're gonna go in actually, because if we stay far away, he'll get too emotional. I feel so. We're gonna go in with them and try to get his mind off of what's been going on lately. All right, I'll bite the bullet, kick common sense to the curb, and what have you. I'm going in. I think I've heard Lucas mention that game. Maybe they're lining up for pre-orders. As I wander to the back of the store in search of wherever Ren and Lucas vanished to, I stumble upon bits and pieces of conversation. I'm telling you, it's gonna be awesome. Pre-orders are going up next week. I hear the TV station's site has an exclusive pillow cover too. Oh my god. Huh? I even know a guy who can get it across the border for you. I'm out of here. A gust of cold breeze strikes my cheek. The hell? I look up and find myself outside. Daydreams are a powerful thing. Okay, what now? The air cools my lungs with every breath, but it's refreshing in its own way. It isn't too late yet, but the sun is already starting to set. Refreshed, I decide to take the scenic route back to the mall entrance. Did I just catch a glimpse of a UFO? What the fuck? Bigfoot? Oh no, sorry. It's just daydreaming Lillian. Oh, hey Mark. Strange to see you out on a Saturday shopping with Rin, I suppose. Oh, see, yeah, that's Lillian. Then, yeah, she was in the beginning of the game. I haven't played for a while, so I'm sorry. She blurts out a barrage of words. I might regret asking this, but what were you thinking about just now? Nothing you need to worry about. She tries to glare angrily at me, but I can't quite say that it's working. It wouldn't happen to have much to do with that shopping bag on the bench next to you. Of course not. Anyway, what are you doing out here? This isn't exactly weather for lounging. It's not weather for strolling either. You're as sharp as ever. Me? Sharp? I'm not like this around everyone. Um, what? Is there something on my face? Well, no, it's just that sounded more coherent in my head. See, I'm only sharp around my slow-witted friends. I wouldn't go out of my way to slow-witted. So that's what she meant. Sorry, I didn't mean. I laugh a resigned laugh. It's alright. Don't worry about it. I know you weren't implying anything. You're right. Sorry. You don't need to apologize. It's futile. Anyway, let's go for a walk. Sure. I'm just about fully rested. Right. Let's go. I look away unconsciously as my stomach flips itself over. Brr. I can't believe I sat there for so long. It's cold. Yeah, it is. Ren and I almost died this morning. What? It's nothing you need to worry about. I guess some stories are better left untold. Though that reminds me, my head seems to have stopped hurting. We can go inside if you want. I'm sure they'll be able to find us. No, it's alright. Besides, it's a nice day, don't you think? Yeah? Yeah, I guess it is. I fidget with whatever I can find in my pocket. How are things going with the library committee? Oh, we haven't had anything we haven't had anything much to do for a while. Things are winding down for the holidays. And I suppose you have no need to worry about midterms? Well, I usually spend about an hour a day studying, so there's no need to worry about tests. Schoolwork is easy once you study regularly. That's actually true. That's really true. I know what she's going to say before she even says it. Shouldn't you be worrying about your test, Mark? I'll get through it somehow. Wait, let me explain. You see, some people are born hardworking and others aren't. I happen to fall into the latter category. That's your explanation? She shouts and hits me on the head. Literally. You know, if you don't work hard now, you'll never be able to get into a good university. And if you don't do that, you'll never get a good job. Then you'll never make good money. Doesn't this bother you even a little? Well, I guess you could say that it bothers me a little. It really doesn't bother me at all. You're doing badly enough as it is. What would happen if I weren't here to keep you on your toes like this? I'd probably be sleeping on the roof at school and playing video games at home, actually. You'd probably sneak onto the roof at school to nap your classes away and waste your time at home on games. That's what you'd be doing. Okay, you got me. Good. Honestly, you'd be helpless without me. Then I suppose it's a good thing that I have you around. Ah, silence. The crowd, the traffic, the constant droning of nature all disappear. You're right. It really is a good thing. But if you seriously want to repay me, all you have to do is take care of yourself. Right. I take in a sharp breath of cold air, just what I need to cool my cheeks. You should come over. Anytime this week is fine. You can come over and I'll help you review. Oh, sure. That would help. That's fine with you, right? Yeah. So you got invited to a girl's house. That's right. Get some cheeks. My voice vanishes in a puff of condensation as the sun strikes my eyes. And? What is this? Okay. Oh shit. What's this? Hang on. I shouldn't lie to you. I'm not only asking you over to study. I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. It's just like it's just like it was with Myra, constraining, suffocating, dizzying. There's something that I need to tell you. You don't mind, right? No, I mean, or maybe I shouldn't. It'll make things more complicated, and it's okay. I'll listen. Oh my god. What are we getting? What are we getting? What are we getting? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I squint in the sunset. I hear her silently. Are you sure? Won't this be a burden on you? Am I making the right choice? Are you sure you're ready to face your past? But in the end, it's probably just the sound of my own monologue. Thank you, Mark. Her words turn to condensation before I can hear them. I think I might really need your help. I'll protect you no matter what. That line crosses my mind, but of course I can never bring myself to say it. I'll do what I can to help. As if it were all nothing more than a daydream, she steps towards me and the world starts spinning again. I'm still not sure what I'll do, but I'd appreciate it if you could come over, even if it's only as a favor. Don't worry about it. Besides, I always owe you favors, don't I? I really like the artwork for this game. It's like watercolored like, and it's really nice. It's really fitting. I mentally whine about the weather as my feet kick at the frozen dirt. Nothing happened. Nothing at all. I talked to a friend about schoolwork, and she invited me over to study and thump. Ugh. Why? Why her? Why not her? Ugh. Ow. A bruise materializes on one of my knuckles after I punch the bench. Unsurprisingly. Screw it. This is a waste of time. I try to push myself off the bench, but leaving already? That voice. I should be surprised, but somehow it feels like the most natural thing in the world. Myra, Myra, what are you doing here? I could ask the same of you, but I won't, so let's drop the subject. Her smile is a few times more soothing than a punch to the bench. Actually, now that she's here, maybe I can get some information out of her. You know, Myra, I forgot to ask. It's a nice evening, don't you think? The weather, again. I guess I can't deny that. I'm glad you agree. Shall we go for a walk? Well played, Myra. You're good at changing the subject, but you're not teleporting out of here this time. So have you read any good books lately? I wonder why she didn't seem this cheerful when we first met. Sorry to change the subject, but are we lost? We ended up wandering around the park after we left, but the trees seem to have closed in around us. Now that you mention it, you've got to be kidding me. So have you read any good books lately? You've got to be kidding me. Kidding? You mean you don't like anything that came out last month? She can't be that dense, can she? I'm not really into modern literature. Ah, so you prefer the classics then? She beams at me innocently. I almost let out a sigh. No, no, I meant I'm not into reading in general. Sorry. What about movies? Movies work too. Well, let's see. There was that horror movie with the zombies. What was it called again? That's not very specific. Oh, I saw the one with the Spartans. That was pretty cool. She lifts her foot. She lifts her foot as if to kick me into an abyss. Well, if you're ever bored, you can borrow books or a few movies from me anytime. My father pretty much has an entire library in our basement. Oh, that's right. So you're interested. More importantly, your father. You're interested in my father? No, not that. I mean your father. Who is he? She looks a little uncomfortable. Well, I suppose I'm partly to blame for that. Are you stalking me, Mark? Pot, meet, kettle. Okay, wait, let me start over. What I'm getting at is, what's your family like? Is that really the kind of question you need to think about? Or, what kind of house do you live in? Where do you live, for that matter? Do you have any siblings then? What school do you go to? Mark, why do you want to know all of this? This time I sigh audibly. Okay, time for plan B. Well, then let me just tell you outright. I have virtually no idea who you are, and yet you seem to know me pretty well. Isn't that odd? I, I guess. Then let me put it this way. I figured that in order for us to continue seeing each other and for me to help you, I should try and get to know you better. It would make it easier for you to find what you're searching for. For us to gain our lost time is what I was thinking, but oh, I see. Sorry. It's just that I was warned by my parents to be wary of strangers. Strangers? If we're strangers, then how did you know my name before we met? Jackpot. Hmm. I wonder. Or not. That'll be my little secret. One of many. By the way, you live with your sister, right? Rin? Yeah, I've been taking care of her because our parents spend a lot of time at work, although sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes you spend a lot of time at work? You know what I mean. I'm kidding. And hey, it must be nice to have such a caring sibling. I smirk as I remember the plethora of threats and special attacks she's come up with over the years. It's not as nice as you think. You know, this is interesting that they're able to have like normal conversation, but we don't know why she's here. Sure, she can cook and do household chores, but when you have to explain to your teacher why your sister showed up in class yelling, "Look, Oni-chan, my friend told me how to do the God finger," it can be quite the hassle. Myra chuckles at my misery. Well, I guess it's pretty funny in retrospect. Still, she cares about you. You should be happy. That smile is almost enough to make me forget my original mission. Almost. Why did, why do you say that? Are you an only child, Myra? Sort of, I guess. Do you know what a yes no question is? Well, it's a complicated situation. I see. How so? I wonder when she'll realize that I'm more patient than her. Ah, well, you see, my family isn't quite an ordinary family. We're we're different. Not so different that we're not ordinary, you know? No, I don't. To put it simply, it's like walking home from school and having to decide between going to your small two-bedroom apartment where your parents treat you kindly or your uncle's mansion filled with books and electronics and everything else except that you'd be all by yourself. Kind of like that, except different. Because I don't really have an uncle and my parents don't live in a two-bedroom apartment. That's what you call putting it simply. So basically, I tried to summarize her story so far and I realized that I haven't learned a single thing other than where to go for free books. Confused? Don't worry. A lot of people have trouble understanding me at first. I wonder whose fault that is. There's no rush though. We've got our whole lives ahead of us. She teases a smile out of me. I admit defeat. But if I ever want to talk to you, what should I do? I mean, walking all the way to school at night is kind of impractical. Do you have a cell phone or anything? Don't worry about it. Contacting you will be my job. It's what I do best. Stalking me is what you do best. Don't make it sound like a crime. I won't even bother. But really, is there anything you want from me? Our eyes meet and I see something. I was mistaken the other night. This girl isn't angelic or ghostly at all. She's very, very human. I don't want anything specific from you or anything tangible. I'm just happy that we can finally be together. But is there anything that you wish for? Hmm, maybe. She bites her tongue, pondering as if choosing the course of her life. All I really want is for things to stay the way they are. I'm happy. If that's the case, I'll do my best to help you fulfill your wish. I promise. Thank you. It was nice talking to you, Mark. It was a pleasure indeed. Mind giving me a little warning before you show up next time? Just leave it to me. Ring ring. Ah, sorry, this might be important. I reach into my pocket and look down at the display. A square darts up, a tree in the corner of my eye. It's from Rin. They're probably wondering where I am. Hey, Myra? I know what to expect before I look up. In that case, you'd better keep your promise. Find me, okay? You'd better find me. I make my declaration to a backdrop of snow-covered trees. The the twilight sky slowly fades. It's gotten really late, really fast. I'm walking toward the subway station where I agreed to meet up with Ren and Lucas, but everything keeps looping through my mind. Myra. I don't trust her, I can't, and I shouldn't. But considering how things turned out, I should be happy. I still don't know where she's from or how she knows me or, well, I really don't know anything. I don't know anything, but she's less of a mystery. Maybe meeting her wasn't such a bad coincidence after all. Maybe.